Today we're joined by newly signed and welcome back to San Diego defenseman Nikolas Brouillard. Nick, great to have you back in San Diego. How's the offseason been for you and your wife?
Thank you so much. It's been great. A little bit of golf, seeing my friends, my family, a lot of working out and going on the ice, just preparing for the next year to come. Me and my wife obviously are really happy to come back to San Diego. We love that city so much. I played there for 2.5 years, but really 2 years because the COVID year wasn't up in Irvine that year. But yeah, really glad to be with the goals again.
So, getting a few, I'm assuming you spend time off season back home in Quebec. How's the family been? Have you been able to travel anywhere or vacation destination as you kind of get set for next season?
Yeah, we had a little vacation, me and my wife. It was her 30th birthday, so we went for a couple of days out in Turks and Caicos. So we had a great time there. And but otherwise, we're staying at home in Montreal, and like I said, we're seeing our family because we don't get to spend much time with them since we're always away. So that feels good for sure.
So, what sparked the interest to come back to San Diego? I know you had a little stint on the East Coast with Hartford, the Coachella Valley, and now back on the coast.
Yeah, I mean, I've played most of my career on the West Coast. Like I said, I played 3 years with San Diego and one with Coachella Valley, and I just love the West Coast. The weather is great, and I feel like I like the division that we're in. We get to play a lot of teams, a lot of different teams. The travel is not that bad, even though we're far away from some team. We still we fly. And I just love the overall lifestyle on the West Coast.
And when you look at the goals, and I'm sure that's part of the signing too, was there what excites you about joining this group? As is there's been so many young players, the bit even from the first time you came around, and now they're really looking to take that next step.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to help doing in the next year, trying to get a spot in the playoff. I know for the past couple of years it hasn't been easy, but this year we've played a bunch of times against San Diego, and in Coachella Valley we had a pretty good team, and we always had a hard time, especially after Christmas. After Christmas, the team was really the goals were really getting some steps forward, and I feel like they're going really in the right direction. They have some really good young prospects, and I feel like that they're gelling in right now, and I feel like they're ready to take the next steps next year, and get a playoff spot and be a dominant team in the West Coast Division, and that's why I'm really excited to come and join that group for sure.
And being on that other side with Coachella Valley, you mentioned from December on. What was different about the Gulls whenever you either kind of come to Pechanga Arena or they came to out to Coachella Valley to take you guys on?
Yeah, before Christmas, I feel like the goals they were not even close to where they were at after Christmas. After Christmas, they were a whole different team. They were playing together. They were systematic. They knew what they were doing, and they were really hard to play against. There was a couple of games I think we had the lead by 2 or 3 goals, and the goals always came back, and they came back, and they win a couple times against us coming back, and that shows a lot, especially from a team that has a lot of young players coming back and showing some character. It's always great to see, especially when now I'm coming in into that team. So I think it's promising, and that's why I'm really excited to come and join the goals again.
You mentioned just looking at coming in as the as one of the I guess the enemy to Gulls fans in the Pechanga Arena. What was that experience like seeing both sides and spending 2 years in San Diego and then coming back as the guy on the other side, especially with a rivalry like Coachella Valley.
Yeah, no, it was great. I mean, I know a lot of, not a lot, but I know a couple fans, and when you're on the other side, it's always it always feels a little bit weird at first. But I love to come back to San Diego. I like even though Pachanga is an old arena, I like the vibe. And the couple times we played there, there was actually, I think the last time we played in San Diego, it was almost a sold out crowd. There was like 10,000 people. It was amazing. So I hope we can keep that up. Maybe not 10,000 every game, but I hope we can keep that up next year. But like I said, it was a little bit weird, but it's always fun to play your old team. You always like to talk to a little bit of the guys you played with again a couple years ago. and to chat a little bit. But yeah, it was just a fun time overall.
Yeah, so safe to say you're looking forward to having Gulls fans backing you this time around, the 10,000
Exactly.
strong Pechanga Arena.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh, you mentioned that bubble season in Irvine. I mean, that was spending a year in Orange County, then two in San Diego. I look, I remember when you first kind of came in that bubble season, and you were kind of used all over the place, forward,
yeah.
defense. But how have you seen yourself grow as a player since that first full season AHL opportunity in San Diego or with San Diego?
Yeah, I mean, I've grown a lot, I think, but first of all, I'm really glad that San Diego gave me that, that opportunity because that's really where I started my career. If I look back, after my junior years, I played 1 year pro, and it was most of it in the East Coast, and then I decided to go study at the, do my degree at McGill. And after I came back, that was the COVID season, but that's really where San Diego gave me a shot and gave me a chance to prove myself. And I'll always be grateful for that opportunity because that's what really started my career. And yeah, that season I think I was scratched for the first 9 games. Coming in from a youth sports, you're always kind of looked down a little bit upon because it's not really a big reputable league, I would say. But when I had my chance, there was a couple injuries and up on fours, and they were seeing me practicing, and they said, "Well, can you play forwards?" I was like, "Yeah, sure, I played forward before." So I started as a forward, and it went pretty well actually. And then there was some other injuries on D, some called up because of taxi squad and everything that year. So then I got to spend time also on the D side, and then that was for I think 30 games we played that year. Then the next year I started as a forward again, and then pretty much halfway through the year I switched back to D, and then since then I've always been a full-time defenseman. Um, and um, and yeah, from San Diego, those first 3 years, it actually helped me sign my first NHL deal, which was at 28 years old with the New York Rangers, and then I played 1 year there with Hartford. And yeah, like I said, I'm always going to be grateful, and that it's always a little bit tough to switch from D-man to forward, but I'm glad I did because that gave me my opportunity. And like you asked, yes, I've grown a lot since then. I've always had trouble, on my defensive side of my game, and I think I worked a lot on it, and especially this year, I've took some really great stride on my defensive side of the game, and I think that makes me a way better player and a more complete player.
And I know I've seen you in special teams play and all that. Have you had a chance to talk with the coaching staff or kind of learn maybe the plan? Where's Nick Brouillard going to slot in with this group?
I haven't had the chance to talk to coach yet. I know there was the two assistant coaches that were just hired, just a couple days prior to me signing there, and I think I'm gonna talk to Matt next week. He texted me and he told me that he was in Henderson with his son. He has a tournament there this week, so we're gonna chat up next week, and we're gonna have a good conversation to see, maybe where I fit on the team. But really, that's not something I really worry about. I'll just come in and I'll find my spot where there is one, and I'll show what I can do, and that's not something I worry about too much. But yeah, like I said, I'll chat with Matt in the next couple days or weeks.
There's a group of young Ducks prospects from the Quebec province.
Yeah,
Tyson Hines, Nathan Gaucher, Tristan Luno, no, like, and you being been in the league for a couple years now, and kind of in this veteran role,
yeah.
especially for the defenseman. Do you find yourself maybe in that mentor side for these guys that are still kind of finding their way as, I mean, just a couple years removed from junior?
Yeah, no, for sure. I think that's what I have to do. I still feel really young, even though I'm not that young on when you're talking about hockey. But yeah, I know Heinze well. I practiced with him in the summer. And Luno, I've known him through people. I don't know him that much, but I'm really I'm really glad to have that experience to kind of, yeah, mentor those younger guys that they're from Quebec also, and it's always a little bit easier to um uh to mentor some people that are from the same place you've been to or played in the same league you've played before. So I'm excited for that for sure.
On top of that, I mean, are you aware of just how of where you kind of sit in a lot of the record books for the Gulls? I'm looking at you're 8 points away from becoming just the eighth, or excuse me, just the fifth player in Gulls history to record 100 points with San Diego. You're 30 assists away from recording just being the second player to ever hit 100 assists in team history. I think the only other one is Chase DeLeo, you played with as well here.
Yeah.
Um, you're close to hitting over 200 games with the Gulls, and you could a long season could put you at the most games ever played in Gulls history. That might have just like kind of thrown a bunch of information at you at one time, but what kind of comes in mind when you think of, like we spoke earlier, how the Gulls gave you an opportunity to make yourself in pros, and now here you are, 10th anniversary season, and your name is littered throughout this record book.
Yeah, I didn't know that, but when I signed, I a couple days after there was an article and I read it, and that's where I saw that I was close to hitting a bunch of records from the goals. I knew that San Diego was a fairly new team to the league. I didn't know that was only their 10th year anniversary this year. But it's always nice, to maybe break some records at some point. But it's not something like I said that I worry about too much. But it's always fun, and I hope I can get some for sure. But like I said, I don't worry about that too much.
So Nick, coming into the season, what are you looking to accomplish? Not team wise, goals wise. We talked about some of those records, but for you personally, it's a 1 year contract. But kind of, how's this set you up for next steps in your career?
Yeah, I mean, it's always the same thing, and when you're a player in the AHL, most of the deals are always 1 year. So every year is crunch time. You always, are fighting for a next contract the year after. And so I'm just trying to play my best. I'm just trying to help the team win. And I'm really trying to get the goals, a good spot in playoff for this year. That's the ultimate goal. Yeah, I think. And I'm just trying to do everything so that can happen. But yeah, just play my best, play hard, score some goals, make some nice assists, help my teammates, help the younger guys succeed. Because I think when everyone is helping each other, you cannot but have a good team and win some games. And yeah, I'm just trying to do my best to set up myself for success and to set up myself for another good contract the year after, and hopefully stay in San Diego for the years to come. But yeah, I think overall is just giving my best, my all, and help the team succeed.
You got like what, we got 2.5 months till training camp. Any other plans in here? You to before making your way back out to the West Coast?
No, not really. It's just, it's pretty much go time. I work out a lot. I go on the ice the most I can, to be ready for training camp and for a good season.
Any spots you're looking forward to coming back to San Diego? Like you're gonna be the insider here. You and your wife can just jump right into life as it was. It seems.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'm already looking to rent. I'm already looking at housing, but we really want to be. We were 1 year. We were there 2 years, but 1 year we were at in a building close right beside Petco Park. There was a high rise, and we actually could see the Petco from the top of that building. That was a nice spot. That was downtown. But the year after that, we stayed in La Jolla, and I think we want to go back to La Jolla. We just love that little city town, I guess. You can walk to the beach. You can see the seals. There's the cove is really cool. The La Jolla Shores is really nice. We were like 8 minutes walk to the La Jolla Shore, so every night we would take a walk down there, and we would go to the beach, and it just helps taking your minds off of things is just really cool, and we don't get to have that here in Montreal. We don't have the sea close to us, so um, I'm really looking forward to be back in San Diego. But I'm trying to get something in La Jolla right now.
I
Not
know.
right now, but like I'm looking, so we'll
I
see
know
where that goes.
It's tough. Hey, we're wishing you guys luck, Nick. It's great to have you back in San Diego and looking forward to kicking things off here in just a short amount of time here. Enjoy the rest of the off season.
Thank you so much. We'll see you soon.